The man, long-waited and opportunistic, swiftly took her into the car, drugged her, and drove home without detection. To hide the surroundings from the girl, he blindfolded her with a blanket, imprisoning her in a concealed room. The entry space was minimal, with only a narrow hole. After she crawled out, he gently shut the iron door and blocked it with a cabinet. This secret room had taken him 9 months to construct. Even with strength, she couldn't breach the heavy locks. When Lisa awoke from her stupor, she discovered herself in a simple, dimly lit chamber. Terrified, she tried the door, but, as a child, had no chance to succeed. After failing repeatedly, she hopelessly curled in a corner. She was unaware of the 96 torturous days she would endure in this dank dungeon. Late at night, he brought her a mattress and food, a tiny gesture. Lisa initially thought the man had no bad intentions. When he was about to leave, she bravely asked to be freed, but he didn't respond. Her disappearance caught public attention, and her mother watched the news in despair. Despite 7 days passing, the police had no leads. To make Lisa trust him, the man told bedtime stories and gave her a nightlight, knowing she feared the dark. Lisa pretended to comply, waiting for a chance to escape. Soon, the police visited due to a suspicious van, but the man, prepared, fooled them with engineering materials in the van, claiming he was home with family on the girl's disappearance day. The police found nothing suspicious and left. Lisa's first missed rescue. Months later, she wrote a letter to her parents, trusting the man to send it, naively thinking he kidnapped her for money. However, she was shocked to learn that the letters were torn up by the man. He didn't want money. He wanted to fulfill his sick fantasies. He installed cameras to follow her every move and brainwashed her into obedience. Disobedience was punished by cutting off power or food. He crushed her hopes, falsely claiming her parents knew but refused to pay or care for her. Natasha, usually compliant, was incited to resist, trying desperately to escape. But her efforts were futile. To break her spirit, he claimed there were heavy iron doors and numerous locks, ensuring nothing could escape, not even a fly. Thus, Lisa endured 4 torturous years in the secret room, with each act of resistance only increasing her suffering. By age 14, her frail, emaciated body bore the weight of each day's captivity, yet her spirit remained unbroken as she sought escape daily. One particular day, she noticed blood on her thigh, signaling her adolescence, but it repulsed the man and worried Lisa about soiling the room. Seizing the moment, Lisa requested to use the upstairs bathroom. The man begrudgingly obliged, letting her briefly exit the secret room for the first time. After a swift wash, he locked her back inside without hesitation. Early the following morning, Wall's mother discovered a golden hair strand, mistaking it for evidence of her son's romantic involvement. The man's excuses deceived his mother temporarily, yet Lisa wasn't spared. To avoid familial discovery, he heartlessly shaved Lisa's head, and on Christmas, deceitfully claimed her family was dead, crushing her hope of return. Lisa's grandmother lovingly knitted her a sweater. The family clung to hope that one day she would return. Her mother, overwhelmed with regret, wished she had driven Lisa to school that day. Lisa, missing for so long, was trapped in a secret room, suffering both psychologically and physically. Her captor sometimes allowed her brief moments outside. Once, he led her into the backyard. For her, this glimpse of freedom was a luxury, sparking a brief joy in her. However, seeing her happiness, the man became furious, recognizing her yearning for freedom, and dragged her back inside. Surprisingly, this brief act of rebellion reminded Lisa she was alive. Over 2,000 days passed since her abduction, filled with relentless anguish. Despite the despair, that fleeting moment of defiance rekindled a flicker of hope, making her determined to seek another chance at freedom. Every day, she was forced to care for this man's life. He treated her as a free maid, ordering her around and demanding strict compliance with his wishes. Even minor mistakes resulted in severe beatings. Exhausted from this life, she contemplated giving up. But just then, she heard a radio report about herself. Despite being missing for 7 years, her family never stopped searching. This news rekindled her will to live. She began to appease the volatile man while seeking escape. Her obedience won her a chance to go out. The man bought new clothes and took her shopping. Under his watch, she dared not meet anyone's gaze. He watched her closely, leaving no chance to flee until she picked up a barrel of oil and noticed he wasn't there. It was her one opportunity. Due to her long captivity, Lisa's mind was filled with the man's cold voice. When she finally gathered the courage to seek help, the man returned suddenly, making her miss the chance. One evening, he rewarded her obedience with a white dress, intended for a future wedding night. Lisa, uninterested, questioned him about a memory that haunted her. When Lisa was 10, she briefly met the man, never imagining a simple smile at a stranger would trap her in misery. Obsessed with her smile, the man spent 9 months building a secret basement to imprison her. He discreetly bought materials and transported soil to avoid suspicion. After constructing the secret room, he kidnapped Lisa from her school. Since learning his story, Lisa documented his crimes. Another year slipped away, and the city was blanketed in snow. Gradually, the man relaxed his vigilance. Lisa's rare outdoor outing came when he took her skiing. Lisa seized this moment and discreetly sought help in the bathroom. Yet, fate toyed with her again. She approached someone unfamiliar with the local language, who couldn't understand her plea. Making matters worse, her deceitful plan was spotted by the man, leading to another beating. Soon after, he offered her a red dress, hinting at a proposal. Lisa continued to comply, seeking another escape chance. On day 3096 of captivity, a window finally appeared. That day, tasked with cleaning the truck, she noticed the unlocked door. Fortunately, the man's phone rang, luring him inside. Summoning all her courage, Lisa fled, knowing this brief moment was her only shot. Failure meant eternal entrapment. However, after some running, she lost direction. Luckily, she found an elderly man in a garden and begged him to call the police. Soon, her parents were notified by the police. After 3096 days, her parents were finally reunited with Lisa.